Get ready to drop the puck, take a free throw, and step up to the plate. It's time for the Metro East Sports Podcast on lineupmedia.fm.
Okay, 3A boys cross-country runner of the year, Ryan Watts, coming up in 30 seconds. But first, I got to thank partners, Cassens, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, the number one place to purchase a vehicle in the Metro East. If you're in the market for a new or a pre-owned car, check out Cassens inventory in person where they've been for 25 years or online at cassens.com. Cassens has earned the highest ratings for customer service. Their expert staff is committed to making your car buying experience enjoyable, including convenient on-site financing. I've purchased 4 vehicles there. My daughter drives an IU red Jeep Cherokee, and my wife and I are on our second Jeep Grand Cherokee. With over 80 years of experience in the Metro East, Cassens is the clear-cut leader for quality, service, and customer satisfaction. Go see Steve, Cliff, Holly, Greg, Bob, Mike, Tony, or Trent today. All right, welcome to the show from 6th Hour Class, Sports and Lit, Ryan Watts.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be back for sure.
How many times? This is number 3?
Four, I think. I was on it the first time, I believe, with Coach P, once with Lou John, once with Gio, and this is the first time by myself, I think.
Unreal. Well, you're like, that's the record. If you've
Number
been here
4?
4 times.
4 times.
4 times, that is the record for sure.
We did it. We
Well,
did it, boys.
Before we go any farther, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your scholarship to Iowa State.
Yep.
Which
Thank you.
finished
Appreciate it.
second in the nation last year, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't need to pick you. I don't need to ask you why you picked them. You picked them because they're awesome.
Yeah, top of the top. If you're gonna compete with the best, might as well be with the best, right?
Yeah, I'm convinced. So they're good. The question is, why are they good?
So they have a super young staff, really energetic. The head coach, I believe, is 32. Don't quote me on that. But everybody's new. Everyone's real energetic. Everybody on the team is kind of built into this new, wave of running. And I think everyone kind of believes the same goal and believes that, they can all run together and accomplish great things. And I think that's just kind of, snowballed, and it got to the point where they overperformed even and finished second in the nation.
You talked about a new wave of running. Are they training somewhat differently than other people?
It's pretty similar, but it's just the fact that, it's just kind of a new way of thinking that, you don't have to be Notre Dame or Stanford to compete with or an Arkansas even to compete with, the best
top
best.
runners.
You can be from Ames, Iowa, and win a national championship.
Cool. Well, congratulations. That's going to be awesome. Any idea what you want to study at Iowa State?
I think I'm gonna go in undecided. I got a lot of different interests, so I don't think I'll have a tough time picking, or I might have a tough time picking, but I think I'll be able to settle on something.
What are some of those interests?
I'm really into my stats class right now. I think statistical analysis is something that's really interesting, and I think a lot of people kind of look at me weird when I say that, but that's something that really interests me. And then just something, broad with business. It's what every athlete says, but I think it's just something that could be something really cool for sure.
Talk about this season. You were the regional champion. The team was the champions.
Yep.
And then I think I read that you guys finished in 4 out of the top 10 spots.
Regionals, I believe, I think we had 4 in the top 10.
Really unbelievable team this year.
Yeah, we were pretty highly touted coming into the season. Some setbacks and some other guys going to other sports, and just some injuries kind of set our goals back a little bit. But it was a exceptional team with a lot of great guys, a lot of great runners. But I think the personality and the leadership and just the huge group of seniors that we have really came through.
Talented group. 3 of you guys have already committed to running at top schools next year. You, Ryan Lewitt-John, and Gio Patrolak have already signed, and that's a big deal. Did that push you to be a better runner, the fact that there were guys, collegiate level runners on your team?
Yeah, I think sophomore year I came in, didn't really know those guys, but realized that I had some guys to work with, and I wasn't really expecting what kind of happened, but we were able to, kind of realize early on that we had something pretty special, and then Jacob Grandoni coming in junior year, and then Lieven Hefferlin and Jack Draper, they came in, and we realized we had a pretty special group of seniors and a large group of seniors and a lot to pick from. And I think that just, being able to talk about it from sophomore and be able to count on each other and, keep each other accountable and, wake up and realize, like, hey, let's all go for a run. And even when it's 10 degrees and snow on the ground, let's just all keep each other accountable. Let's run 7 days a week.
Unbelievable. I just talked to the Waterloo cross country kids. It's just amazing how much other sports athletes hate running.
Yeah.
And they're just afraid of it, just a couple miles, and they look at you like, oh my God, this is gonna be the worst thing ever. All right. I want to talk about what drives you, why you love it. But first I need to talk about Callaway Home Loans. Andy Callaway of Callaway Home Loans saves me money every month now, and he'll save my family thousands in the long run. How? He refinanced my existing mortgage, and he can do the same for you. Rates are incredibly low, and you need to take advantage of an easy, fast, and affordable way to refinance. They do conventional FHA and VA loans. And ask for the MESP special. If you refinance with Andy, he will donate $100 cash to the Metro East High School or junior high team of your choice. He'll give $100 to Waterloo Cross Country. He'll give $100 to Edwardsville Cross Country. He'll give $100 to Triad Cross Country. He'll give $100 to any team of your choice in the Metro East. Call Andy today at 618-830-3332. Save money and support your favorite team in the Metro East. All right. Now that you're done with your high school cross-country career, because you still have track to go.
Yes, sir.
What did Edwardsville High School cross-country mean to you in your high school experience?
That's a real good question, just because, it was a roller coaster. Freshman year obviously wasn't here, but sophomore year was an emergence. Was really kind of introduced to the first real program and real first training, and I think that allowed me to drop 1 minute and 58 seconds over cross country from freshman year to sophomore year. And junior year was just a snowball again, just kind of came out of nowhere and overperformed of what I thought I could do. And then senior year was a little bit different, just because of the injury in track.
Let's talk about that. You were injured last spring in track, and your injury was?
It was a stress fracture in my navicular bone in my foot, which put me in a cast for 4 weeks, and then boot and PT for up to 10 weeks.
So when were you able to start running last summer?
I don't remember the exact date. I was hitting a mile and then 40 minutes of swimming or something like that. I think start of maybe end of July, start of August, and I wasn't able to start actually training till end of August, early September, which if you think about cross country, it's all about that base mileage. So it was tough to kind of make goals when I already was at a disadvantage with 3 months of training instead of 5 or 6.
Can you put into words what the injury cost you this year? You finished 8th place in the state. Had you not been injured, do you feel like the injury slowed you down this year?
For sure, yeah. I was the second top returner. Guys who I beat last year at state went on to finish ahead of me. One guy who just recently ran at nationals finished 19th. I had him last year at state. It was definitely tough to watch those guys kind of pass me up, and it was something that I really was never mentally ready for, just because I have that astronomical climb and kind of really only success after success. So the big disadvantage, the big downfall was really tough mentally, and then obviously physically I had to get back into it. And I'm glad I got back to where I was and able to contribute and finish, still top 10 in the state. But coming back from junior year, finishing third at the unofficial state, but it was state, and then being the top or the second top finisher to 8th, it was definitely tough for sure.
You ran a 14:30, I think, at state this year.
14:32, I believe.
14:32. What's your PR?
I went 14:28 at second Peoria. Peoria's work. We run there 3 times. First time's just kind of a smaller meet. First bigger meet for the team. Second Peoria is kind of a state preview, and then third Peoria is states.
And the team finished 20th at state.
Correct, yeah.
So I'm looking at it as an outsider saying, you finished 8th place. Yeah, you finished 3rd the year before, but you still had an outstanding year.
I think going into the season, if you had told me finished 8th, I think I would have 100% taken that. Just, I kind of went into the season thinking that if I could, still be top 25 and contribute to the team and score points at a low level, then I'd be happy with it. But after that second Peoria race, I kind of had to reevaluate my goals. I went 14:28, finished right behind guys who, I knew were right up there in the state conversation. I thought, why not me? But state had a different plan for me. And then after that, I was gonna plan on doing nationals. Didn't realize that was didn't think it was something that was worth doing, training 3 more weeks when I could have shut it down and have kind of a head start for track. So it was definitely tough. But I think going into the season, I would have taken it for sure.
I think in the long run, being injured and taking time off, having to take time off this year and missing part of your track season, that's just going to help. It's just going to make you better in the long run.
I think for sure, yeah. I think I saw somewhere the stat. I think it's 82% of runners, some collegiate runners, get hurt at some point in their career, which is it's insane to think about that. You go into other sports and if you get hurt, it's a major injury. Then it's a deal breaker. But running, it happens over half the time, and the fact that happens and to get it out of the way and then be able to be introduced to physical therapy and really build up those muscles that I obviously am lacking. It was definitely super beneficial, and I think it'll be super beneficial in the long run for sure.
Well, I think just because you're young, you're gonna build up the strength and you're gonna rebuild all that endurance, and I think that it's going to pay off. I think more emotionally and mentally.
For sure, yeah. I think if I continue to have nothing but success throughout track and into my senior year, and go throughout all of high school only going on an uprise, then going to college and continuing to have that uprise, and then all of a sudden it all drops out. I think that would have been 10 times harder to deal with than just high school.
How are you feeling now? How's the foot feel now?
Foot's 100% back to where it should be. So foot's all good. Everything. I hadn't had really any injury problems. I had a little back thing that put me out a week, but got that fixed up. Feeling really good. We're on, I think this was first day of week 3 for track season, which is crazy to think about that we're training for races in May, but it's everything's been going good, and I'm very confident going into this track season for sure.
Okay. I want to talk more to Ryan Watts, 3A cross country runner of the year, but first, Integrity Spine and Joint Center Team of the Month. You can nominate your favorite team for Team of the Month. It could be a park and rec team, could be a middle school team, a high school team, you name it. Belleville East Girls Tennis was the Team of the Month for October. Muscuda Football was the Team of the Month for November, the 2 most recent winners. To nominate a Team of the Month for Integrity Spine and Joint Center Team of the Month, just send me an email at mespdave@gmail.com. Please put Team of the Month in the subject line. I think I just set the world record for saying Team of the Month.
I
don't
think
you
that
think?
was probably close.
Say it one more time.
Team of the Month.
Team of the Month.
Team of the Month.
All right. Well, what are you looking forward to this spring? What are your goals?
Honestly, it's goals wise. Personally, I want to be able to go out with a state championship. Have yet to do that. So 2 miles is probably the most realistic. But that's definitely something I've been looking forward to since the possibilities has even arisen. And then the 2 mile record, Stephen Pfeiffer, 8:59 indoors, 8:57 outdoors. I think those. I think I would have had those last year. That's just me being confident. But I think that if everything goes to plan, I think those should be in danger. And I think I've talked to Stephen a lot about it, and he's very gracious, and these records are meant to be broken. So hopefully I can lower that standard and have someone down the line break those records for sure.
Not going to lower the standard. You're going to raise the standard. Stephen Pfeiffer, one of the all-time great distance runners from this area.
Correct.
Right up there with Craig Virgin and everybody and the other great distance runners from this area. You'd like to be mentioned in that same breath.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's something to be able to be mentioned with Stephen Pfeiffer, Garrett Sweat, Craig Virgin. Those guys are those guys are insane runners. A lot of great people in that group too. It's insane to be even thought about that way with, two national all three national champions, and some pro runners in there too. It's insane to be mentioned in the same breath. It's super, super humbling for sure.
All right, let's talk about the EHS coaching staff. What did Coach Patrolak, Coach Davis, what did these coaches teach you? There's one more coach too, a female coach.
Coach Dust.
Coach Dust. What did these coaches give you? What did they teach you?
It's kind of crazy because I don't. They kind of just tell me what to do, and I just kind of follow. They set the plan, they set the mileage, they set everything that we need to do, core, weight room. They teach us how to be better runners, and then on top of that, they're all children at heart. I think it's all funny because Coach Davis is definitely 100% a 14-year-old. Coach P is just like his son, and then Coach Dust is the most mature person out there every day. But I still think sometimes she has her childish moments.
All right, cool. Sounds like she has to wrangle everybody under her thumb.
For sure.
Patrolak with his obsession with pro wrestling, I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
Don't even get me started.
But yeah, me neither. What are you most looking forward to about running at Iowa State next year?
Just the opportunity to represent, Edwardsville, Aurora, everything that I've come from, everything that I've been able to do. I think that it's super cool to, be able to represent people who might not have that same opportunity, and be able to, have something that Edwardsville can be proud of. And I know there's a lot to be proud of with, that Hall of Fame. And just to be able to add to that is something that I think would be truly special.
What are you going to think first race, first time you line it up? What's going to be going through your head? Can you predict?
On my visit there, I was on that indoor track. That's probably where I'll probably redshirt freshman year, and then or cross country, and then run indoor track. And we put on the uniforms for this photo shoot, this whole publicity stunt, all that. But it was crazy to put on that uniform and stand in that stadium to think that within a year I'll be running there, and they just had their first meet there last week, and a year from today, it's gonna be me there. It's crazy.
That's awesome. I want you back to come talk about the experience of running in college. I want to know if it's what you thought it was gonna be. Have you talked to these coaches? I mean, this team is really good. You're not walking into a rebuild here.
No,
this is one of the elite programs in the country. Obviously, any ideas of where you're gonna fit in with these guys?
Yeah. We have 4 other recruits coming in. I'm right in that center right there. I'm definitely not the best, but it's a great group of guys, and we've all kind of discussed, what our goals are. We've discussed who's rooming with each other. We've discussed
really. You guys get to pick that?
I believe so. It's kind of nice they kind of let us decide who gets to room with who, and I think a lot of us kind of have bonded pretty quickly, and we haven't even met each other. One of the guys on the team, or one of the guys who are going to be on my team, he was telling me to come out to San Diego over winter break and show me around his territory, which is crazy to think about.
So a kid from San Diego picked Iowa State.
Yeah, I know.
He is in for a shock.
I know, it's crazy because it's funny. We have 5 distance recruits. I'm from Illinois. He's from San Diego. One from Wisconsin, one from Iowa, and one from Nebraska. So one from each state. It's crazy to think about.
Well, the Iowa and the Nebraska and the Illinois kid aren't going to go into shock, but this San Diego person, he's going to. Yeah. I want to talk. I want to talk
too. One from Texas, Houston, Texas.
I want to talk to these boys in February.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't understand how you can go from Texas and California to Ames, Iowa, but we're all excited for it.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be great. All right. Ryan Watts breaking the record for 4th trip onto the podcast. Got the sweatshirt. Won the MESPY. Should we have sports and lit question time for extra credit? You think you can handle it?
Extra credit? I'm not sure if I need any more extra credit. Also,
yeah, but your team does.
Yeah,
your class does.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Mia Heiser does. Do it for the little people. Do it for Mia Heiser. She needs the extra credit. And Emma Garner.
Me and Emma, this one's
help Emma get her grade up to a C.
Okay, let's go.
All right, what number did Roberto Clemente wear? You don't know.
I know.
That.
No, I
That's
know.
the easiest question. Choke.
I'm gonna go with I should know this 100%. I should.
You
know
should.
This. I 100% should know this.
You should. We
And,
spent like 3 weeks. I'm a complete failure as a teacher. Obviously,
okay.
you don't remember anything.
Also, I turned in my Clemente notes, and they are still 0 out of 40 in the grade book. I just want
Good.
that to be known.
Good.
Which obviously they should be, because I don't know for Roberto
Yeah.
Clemente's.
Yeah,
21.
Finally, it took you so long. Were you looking it up on your phone over there? I'm going to have to write you up again.
I thought it was 21, but I didn't want to make.
All right. And what year did Arthur Ashe win Wimbledon? Last question.
1976.
Close.
Oof.
75. We'll give you
Oof.
credit. And have you started writing your essay for the
I
fishbowl
am
for the final?
finished. I am finished.
Really?
I thought it. Yeah, because we did that little activity, and I decided to put my earbuds in.
Oh, that's right. You did. You didn't want to play the trivia game. All right. Ryan Watts, go Cyclones. I'll be rooting for you next year. You have to come back again. Make it trip number 5.
Awesome.
We'll
Thank you
give
very
me one
much.
of these on the videos. There you go.